like Bernie Williams in the lineup. No music. We just go right into it. What is up, everybody? Welcome to season 2, episode 1 of the Empire 161 show. Happy opening day, everybody.
Woo!
My name is Mr. Tim Top. As always, my co-host, I'm on this right now. This guy, Mr. Ed Camus. What's going on, Ed?
What's up, Tim? What's going on? How's it? How did you enjoy your opening day? I mean, besides,
I know
we'll get to it.
Well, the game sucked, but everything else is pretty cool. The weather was a little shitty for an opening day, but what do you expect? It's New York. We don't have weather here. We don't have seasons. We have like just crazy ass weather.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll get into. We'll probably jump right into that. Oh, wow. We got a quick thing before we even jump into it. Wow, this guy is quick. We have Andre, a Braves fan here.
Very quick.
Well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate that. It's all good, man. I'm not wearing my 96 World Series hat.
All good. Yeah. So opening day, great day, holiday. Well, it should be anyway. I said I want to just jump right into opening day. Then you were at opening day today. So first of all, I want to hear about the. Give me the vibe. 20% were allowed in Yankee Stadium today. You had to jump through a bunch of hoops to get into the stadium. Tell me, what was it like? How happy were you to be back, considering you were gone an entire year? And give me the vibe of the stadium today.
To tell the truth, so Tim, you know the deal. We talked about it last year, this is the first time we've actually, one of us have gone to a game and we did a show. So this is actually pretty unique for us.
Mm-hmm.
The vibe was pretty exciting, man. You could tell everyone was just jolly and happy to be there. Like, we actually, Tim knows the whole routine I go through. Like, I get to the stadium early to get free parking in the street because I don't want to pay $45 for parking. So we found a spot, 1, 2, 3 on that one hill quick. You know the drill. You've done it with me plenty of times. I get my spot right there. We walk right to gate 2. You know the drill as usual. We have a whole routine. And, there wasn't a ton of people out there, which 20% capacity, you can kind of understand that. And they just kind of asked you for, hey, do you have your proof of your COVID test? Because here in New York, we have to do, within 72 hours, you got to produce a negative test. We did that. I showed them the paper. They saw that. And then they kind of just stroll on. You stroll on to the next person. And then the next person goes over. They take your temperature quick. Boom, that's good to go. Then it's the usual. Take your stuff out of your pocket, go through the metal detector. They scan your tickets then, which now it's all mobile. No paper tickets this season whatsoever. It's all on your phone now. I'm curious to see if that continues, though.
No money either, right? No money. Everything's card.
Yeah.
You're not touching nobody. They're really going this no contact thing.
Yeah, and to tell the truth, this isn't like we talked last time. I've been to a couple of Ranger games already too. It was very similar to that type of thing, where they just want to make sure everything is contactless, everyone can distance and everything. So your tickets are on your phone. You get that, stroll through. We got our food, no cash, so you go ahead and you either use your phone or use your card. It's good to go. The ushers that were there wasn't like a ton of them. But they were pretty much just kind of having this like flip sign that one of them had like a smiley face with a mask on, and the other side said thank you. So I guess it was just kind of like flipping it around and say, hey, you should probably put it on, because you are allowed to take your mask off to eat and drink and stuff like that. They're not going to expect you to eat and drink through a mask. That just doesn't make sense. But it was fine. But you can kind of tell everyone was walking by everybody, hey, happy opening day and stuff like that. And everyone was just smiling. It was a very, very jolly crowd we had there. And the energy, it is what it is. I don't know how it came across on TV, but it's, they were cheering. People were cheering. 2-strike clock was going. People banging on the seats and everything. Roll call was in effect, which the bleacher creatures, from what I had saw, because I was sitting in 423 upstairs in the grandstand, not my usual seats, but a slightly over by third. No distancing going on there. They got together and they're doing their clap and everything like that, which, whatever, it's fine. I mean, if you had a negative test to get in the building and everything, then so be it. Either that or you actually can show proof that you've been fully vaccinated for 14 days before, which, I'll make that on Monday. Monday's my day. So when I go back, when I go to the stadium on Tuesday, was I think I was probably going to be going with Jerry. I'll be able to just show on my phone, hey, I've been vaccinated. It's been 14 days. No more showing a negative test going forward. So that's cool. They've opened that up to make it easier. So I think as time goes on, things will start to normalize. But they're trying. They did what they had to do. There's hand sanitizer all over the place, contactless stuff. In the bathrooms, the stalls are each closed off every other one, and the urinals, same type of thing in the sinks and stuff. Are they doing that type of thing at your job yet, or how's it going from there?
My job, yeah, it's like my job too. One urinal, one stall, one this, one that. It's a pain in the balls.
Yeah, so that's kind of
good though. My job's not fully.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Crazy. My job's not fully reopening until July. They're not playing around.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too with my job. It's a lot of working from home until things can open up and stuff. But they got the stadium also had like the stickers on the floor with one arrow going one way and one arrow going the other. Let me think. The elevators, the freight elevators that we love, that is one of, I think we both agreed is our favorite addition when the new stadium opened, was to get upstairs and downstairs in like under a minute. Under 30 seconds, it seems like at times. But there was like, hey, 4-person max in the elevators as well. With 20% capacity, it wasn't a problem. Everyone was kind of going in and out. But yeah, it was overall, it was cool. Not all the stands were open. All the food stands, they had a lot of them open, but a lot of the small carts weren't there. People weren't walking around. The Cracker Jack guy wasn't there. Things like that. No one was walking around selling food. What else was there? Huge, by the way, awesome addition. They had the King's Hawaiian stand where I think they make like bread and stuff mostly. They have a bucket. Tim's a huge fan of the bucket too. The bucket deal that they have at the stadium.
I love
you love the bucket. You're all about the bucket. Yeah, we went bucket today. We went with the bucket. We did chicken sliders, and they brought in Chickies and Pete's is also in the stadium now. So we got crab fries. We got seasoned fries with the bucket. Have you ever been to Chickies and Pete's in Philly? Tim?
Down in Philly.
Yeah, that's where I've been.
Down in Philly, I was down there.
Yeah, they're like a Philly institution down there. So I've been to Chickies and Pete's a couple of times. What was it? Probably before us going to see the Yankees down there. And Angie and I went after the Winter Classic. So that's when we got crab fries. And I know in Citizens Bank they have crab fries too, but Yankee Stadium's down with the crab fries now. So it was pretty cool. So that part was awesome about opening day. We got all of that. Did miss the huge flag on the field. I love taking a picture of that on opening day where they have that. Obviously, they're trying to minimize people coming in and out, so there was none of that. Did they show on TV the Bernie Williams virtual first pitch?
If they did, I missed that part. If they did show it, I missed it.
Okay, yeah,
I was kind of running behind, so I fast forwarded right into the first pitch. So if they did show it, I missed it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a little bit odd, but I guess I read in advance it was going to be a virtual first pitch. I guess he went to like a little league field somewhere or something like that, and he kind of just threw it, and the camera person was like the catcher and holding it. I don't know. I listen. Things are a little strange, but you got to do what you got to do to keep it going. The Canadian national anthem and our national anthem was it was virtual also. There was a whole production and stuff. I thought it was very Christmassy. It kind of like a Christmas. I thought it was gonna like from Rockefeller Center or something. It was a little strange. But yeah, that was kind of the experience. But it was good. People were into it. Again, I can't. The best way to describe it is people were just really happy to be there, and it wasn't just me because I was probably like had a freaking ear-to-ear Joker grin the entire time, like I was walking in and everything. But I kind of got that vibe from everyone. Everyone was just happy, man. You got to spread out. No, obviously no one sit next to you because you buy the seats in like 2-person pods or 4-person pods, so you don't have to worry about being squished or anything.
Which I love.
Exactly, I'm with you on that. I mean, listen, we're bigger guys. It's not such a big, we're not, that part's not a loss really. We got Faraci jumping in with he knows. All right, so he's down with the crab fries too. Faraci, dude, they are ridiculous. I hope Citi Field has them too. I mean, well, I got my tickets for Yankees Mets in September. fingers crossed it's full capacity. I hope they got on the Chickies and Pete's bandwagon too, because those crab fries are pretty damn delicious, man.
Well, as far as the television go, yeah, it did come. You know what it was? I think just because we went without a crowd last year, it did come across pretty good. I mean, you heard everything. You heard everything because of the crowd. So I mean, it was good. It was good to hear people cheering, booing, clapping. I did hear a lot of the 2 strike counts and all that stuff. Yeah, it came across pretty good. So I was very happy myself as far as the production went. And yeah, you know, I'm very happy to see people enjoying themselves, kids enjoying themselves, and I didn't see too many people wearing masks. And they made you wear the mask of the seat. I saw a lot of people wearing masks.
Well, so that was the thing that I guess you got to figure out consistency with rules. They do tell you to put your mask on and not eating or drinking. But since it's outdoors, I think they laxed it a little bit, which kind of makes sense by everything that we know. If you're outdoors, it should be a little bit better. When you're in the garden, it's pretty much kind of like, you know, they really keep an eye on you a little bit more. But neither place has been like, they're not being assholes about it. They're not like running up at you and saying, oh, it's been too long since you last took your last bite, put your damn mask on. Like, no one's doing that shit.
Tested negative before they got in there. So, I mean, it's not really.
Yeah. I get it. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing what you can to be safe, and that's fine. Me and Angie did get on the big screen today.
Nice.
And we didn't know about it. It's funny because we're, you know, cheering and stuff like that, right? And I think I looked at my phone, and all of a sudden the people in front of us like really got loud out of nowhere, and we picked our head up and we're like, holy shit, we're on the screen. And then obviously we joined in and we're like throwing our hands up and stuff. And I tweeted out a picture of us from opening day, and that got on there too. Apparently I hashtagged it. If you hashtag it with squad up, that's like the Yankees hashtag for the stadium now. You know, they'll put your pictures and stuff like that on the board. So that was pretty cool too.
Nice, very nice. So, yeah, so I said we unfortunately have to get to the game itself. The game itself was not an enjoyable ending to the game.
Yeah.
Let's start. First of all, You know what I wanted to ask you, Ed? Let me ask your opinion on something.
Good.
Because you said I told you before I'm not a big Aaron Hicks guy. Aaron Hicks third. Really? Am I the only one who doesn't understand this?
Oh no!
I mean, do they want the switch hitter breaking up Stanton and Judge? I don't understand a guy who, again, he's not a 300 hitter even. Why are you putting this guy in the third spot? It doesn't make any sense to me.
So Tim, you're definitely not the only one. Okay. Tommy, I don't know if Tommy's watching right now, or Tommy will watch eventually. Our buddy Tommy, who joins in, he usually comments a lot, and we're on a group text. It's like, I think he hates it more than like the devil. He like loses his mind. Like, he just completely loses it. Now, all right, so this is where analytics have come into the game. And you're right, though. What your explanation is true. No. Well, whatever. Listen, guys, analytics is what it is. It's a fancy name given to pretty much, hey, guys, we're really, really going to pay attention to stats. Yeah. That's pretty much it. I mean, that's really all it is. It's always been there. They just gave it a name. So it's not exactly like Fight Club. But, you know, that's pretty much it. It just gave it a name. You're right, though. It's to break up the righties. The Yankees are an extremely right-handed like lineup, and they figure, hey, we only got a couple of guys. He's a switch hitter. Let's break it up.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's fine. So, yeah, pretty much it's to break up all the righties. So here we go. We got our first comment here when Colin Mapes. Hicks does not belong in the 3-hole. Can't stand it. Colin, we're 100% with you. Thank you for joining the show. We really appreciate the support. I agree 100%. He does not belong in the 3-hole. Baseball did shift, though, with analytics, as they have their best hitter hitting second. It gets them a couple hundred more at-bats over the course of the season. That's why Judge is hitting second instead of third. But Hicks should not be the guy. For me, it would be Gleyber Torres. I would go DJ, Judge, Gleyber, Stanton. I don't give a shit. Stack the righties. If you want to put Hicks 6th or 5th, I get that. I understand it. But whatever, man. You got to put your best guys there. Gleyber's got to be in the 3-hole. He's got to get more at-bats than Hicks. Hicks has a great on-base percentage, and that's fine. But you've chosen to go like this. If you want to flip, I think maybe some people can get behind Hicks leading off and LeMahieu batting third. then maybe you got like the speed guy, high on base percentage guy, leading off, then Judge, then LeMahieu. But again, you're giving Hicks more at bats than LeMahieu and Judge over the course of a season, which is why I don't particularly love that either.
Yeah.
So my personal ultimate lineup would be DJ, Judge, Glaber, Stanton. Maybe I go Hicks 5 then. And I do kind of like Gio where he's at in the 6 hole. Stanton can stay around, around 7 over there. So that's fine. Frazier, thankfully, has taken over the left field spot. I'm not an anti-Gardner guy. We both love Brett. But the time has come where it's time for Frazier to take over and get most of the at-bats. He's earned it.
To make it worse, again, I saw the lineup. I was like, why is this guy batting third? Why? To make it even worse, they asked David Cohn said to Paul O'Neill, hey, Paul, when you used to bat third, I'm like, exactly. That's the guy you want batting third. That's the kind of guy you need batting third. You don't need Aaron Hicks in his 240 average batting third. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It really, really, really angered me. So I don't know. I hope this isn't going to be an entire season. I'm you know what? And I'm spoiled from that old school lineup. Well, old school by meaning the 90s. I mean, if you want to bat Hicks first, I would put DJ second to be that Jeter guy. Then I'd go Judge third, Stanton 4, Glaber probably, then Sanchez if anything. That's just me personally. I'm stuck in that 90s Knobloch or used to be a fast guy, Jeter O'Neill kind of thing, Bernie Williams kind of thing. But Aaron Hicks, I'm sorry, my man, you should be 9th, 8th, 9th tops.
Yeah, they like the on base percentage, man. That's what it is. Because
I guess
another thing, if you're not familiar with analytics, they and I'm not saying I agree with this. I'm just explaining it. All right, just make that very, very clear. The belief is that a batting average doesn't mean jack, and it's all about slugging percentage, on base percentage. And Hicks does have like a close to 400 on base percentage, so that's why they like him there. And the kid does have the tools. He is strong. He's a strong guy. He does hit. He's got power. He can hit over 20 homers. I see what they see in him. I've always seen it. It's just that it doesn't seem to like pan out. And I agree. Batting him third is a stretch. It really is.
Hearing Brad Pitt in my head saying he gets on base. He walks a lot. It doesn't matter. He gets on base. That's all I hear in my head when I see Aaron Hicks batting third. Because someone somewhere is saying, no, he's got to bat third. He's got to bat third. And I don't get it. I'll never get it.
I mean, well, again, I'm just explaining it. I'm not saying that I'm behind it. I am just explaining it. Oh wow, what is this? We got Dave jumping in here. Judge and Stan should be back to back. Put the fear of God into these pitches and not let them feel any relief. Dave, the only reason I'm not saying that's the worst idea, but you're talking about two guys that are over 6'6". They strike out a lot. Because of the size of those guys, that's too many strikeouts to put back to back, which is personally why I'm saying I like Judge, Glaber, and then Stanton. Stanton should be no lower than 4, though. And I know he got some boos after the first couple of at-bats because he did end up with a 3-strikeout game earlier. But the guy did rake in spring training, and before anyone's thinking it, yes, spring training is spring training. We get it. He also raked in the playoffs last year, and he's still Giancarlo Stanton. He's still a guy who's won an MVP. He's still a beast when he's on the field. So
that last strike real bad though. It was like he stopped and started and stopped and started again twice. And the ball was already gone. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that. But I don't go crazy on opening day as far as people, doing what they do because there's no way LeMahieu's going to continue this streak. So I'm not worried about that. Where you want to start? You want to start with pitching? You want to start with hitting? You want to go inning by inning? What do you want to do? How do you want to work through this game today?
Well, I think we just can. I mean, a couple of things to talk about, right? Because for those of us who were with us last season, we used to kind of just read off stats. We do have a ticker on the bottom right now. If you can see it right here, I know if you're listening to this on audio, you have like, what the hell is he talking about? So we got our stats. Sanchez was 2 for 3 with a homer, 2 RBIs, by the way. So your Sanchez haters that are out there, there's a lot of them. And I'm not saying that you guys are totally wrong, but this is it. This is the season where the guy needs to play. He's playing for his career, especially his Yankees career right now. And he's got off to a damn good start. He hit the big home run with 2 outs. He was their offense today. And he also threw out a guy stealing. And he had a couple of good blocks for Cole.
I enjoyed more than his home run. I enjoyed that more than the home run. I really did. Because we know we can hit home runs.
Yeah.
about that guy in second. I was like, oh, well, what is this?
And he had an infield single, a hustle infield single. How about that? How about that? No, Frazier, and it's funny. Exactly. Frazier was 2 for 3 though, and he had 2. He didn't knock the shit out of the ball. He had 2 singles, that were pretty weakly hit.
And then he beat out that one at first.
Yeah, but
really, you didn't get to see it because you weren't at the game.
Yeah,
it was really by a spike. I would say about that much. The foot came off because that's why I said even Guerrero thought he was there because it was because of the spike. It had to be about an inch, and they couldn't overturn it. But yeah, it looked good. Yeah,
and I turned to Angie. Angie's my wife, who was at the game with me. So we were looking at it, and I honestly, from the bang bang play, I didn't see Guerrero's foot come off the bag, and I was like, from Madam, because they weren't showing it on the screen right away, and then eventually they started showing it on the big screen, and I was like, he looks out. I mean, they're challenging this, so there's got to be something there.
Off, and then he got it back.
Yeah,
but it had to be by this much by a spike, and you can't overturn it. I think even if they overturn it, they couldn't. It's like we can't overturn that. So even if it was out, they're not going to overturn it that close, an inch of a spike. They can't do it.
Yeah, and that's why the call, and this is with all sports. Like Tim, you know this too. We watch football, we watch hockey, we watch basketball, anything like that. The call that's made is huge because even though you can overturn it, remember, once the call is made, the evidence, you have to have definitive evidence to show that you're going to overturn that. So that's why it's huge that call was made. And there was definitive evidence what they found out, and which is why it drove me nuts at the Ranger game the other night when they had said that it was the second goal that the Caps scored where you couldn't even see the puck at all. But they're like, oh yeah, I guess it went in. And then all of a sudden I'm like, well, that's definitive evidence. How the hell no one can see the puck? How are you going to overturn that crap? So not to stray off into hockey, but that's pretty much what I think everyone's got to pay attention to with instant replay in sports is that the call that's made is huge because then the replay has to definitively show the opposite. Yeah, and honestly, the Yanks had their chances. LeMahieu came up in a big spot a couple of times. He had chances to drive in a go-ahead run. He was 0 for 4 in the day. Judge banged into that brutal double play that ended that. Dude, strike out anything. That's the worst possible thing you could do in that situation with bases loaded, 1 out, is to bang into a double play. And Judge doesn't bang into a lot of them either. So listen, man, overall, we can just talk overall about this one. They had their chances. It says in the bottom of the screen, the story is 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position. That's really all you need to know about this game. When you go 0 for 9 and with runners in scoring position, you're probably not going to win that game. It's really tough. Cole looked good. Cole looked good. He went 5 in the third, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned. He gave up that bomb to Teoscar Hernandez, which, Jesus, dude, that was like the middle of the bleachers in left field. Holy shit, man.
And that was a bomb.
That was a serious bomb.
I was like, how was that not? I thought it was Guerrero. But I was like, oh my God, it wasn't even Guerrero. It was some other guy who didn't bomb like that.
Yeah, that was whew. So
that's one hell of a talent, man. That kid's gonna be unbelievable.
Yeah, I was talking to Ange too about it too, right? Because I told her, taking a look at the Blue Jays in general, just even their infield, dude. Their third baseman's Kevin Biggio, whose father's Craig Biggio, Hall of Famer, 3,000 hits and everything with the Astros. Then you got Vlad's kid playing first base. You know about his father's a Hall of Famer also with a cannon for an arm in right field. Literally hit a ball off the plate for a single against the Orioles years ago. Dude would swing out of his shoes at anything, but apparently could hit them all. And then you got Bo Bichette playing shortstop, and his father's Dante Bichette, who played for the Rockies. Junior. They have like Junior
last year. The junior team, juniors.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. The talent that they got.
He's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah,
the Blue Jays are probably 2 pitches away from really dangerous. It's after today, who are they going to pitch? That's the only problem.
That's the problem, and we'll get to who they're going to pitch eventually. But yeah, the best way to describe them is the mid-'90s Indians. That's how I see them. They're going to score a shitload of runs, but they're not going to be able to stop anybody. That's going to be the problem. And of course, obviously today 3-2, whatever. The Yanks did get shut down today, but that's the magic about opening day, right? Everyone gets all hyped up. We can't wait for it. It is my favorite day of the entire year, yes, including Christmas and 4th of July and Thanksgiving, and I love all those days too. But opening day is my shit and always has been, always will be. But then there's like, all right, after the game, you're like, all right, then it was 161 more to play, so let's move on. So
Yeah.
I guess next we can let's just take a brief dive into it. I know we talked about it in the spring training preview. Was the opening day roster? So
Wait, you jinxed Garrett Cole, by the way.
oh, I'm sorry.
You
Yes, I did.
Announcers jinxed Garrett Cole because he had 7 strikeouts, and immediately they were like, "Well, the record for is Tim Leary, who had 9 on opening." Boom. After that, I was like, gave up those stupid hits, and then he had to give up that stupid home run. I was like, "Come on, guys! Like, I know you don't know one believes in the jinx, but you gotta just keep your mouth shut for 2 more innings. Just let the guy get his 2 more strikeouts. He can take over the lead. That'd have been the end of it. But no, as soon as they say it, home run, I was like, son of a bitch. I knew they were going to yank because it's opening day, and they always yank the starter early on opening day if
they're not stretched out yet. Yeah, they're not stretched out yet.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, whatever. But they was close. So
yeah,
Tim
exactly.
Leary, still the 9 strikeouts on opening day, is still the leader.
Tim Leary name drop. Man, I missed that. That's the one thing you do miss about being at the game. I didn't get the. I liked Tim Leary when we had him.
What did he say? 19. It was. They were in the dark times. It was during the dark times. It was like 90 or something. I think he said in Detroit, 9 strikeouts opening. Wow. I was like, you gotta be kidding me! Like, holy crap!
That's pretty brutal. Well, before we talk about the roster, let's get to Dave's question because I just mentioned it. Opening day over Super Bowl Sunday. Dave, yes, 100% yes. And I'm not shitting on the Super Bowl. It's not what I mean. It's, you know what it is, man? It's just, Tim, I know you're more like a football first guy too, but I think you could agree. Baseball opening day has a special thing about it, man. It really has.
I've always said it. I am more of a football guy. I am more of a football fan, but opening day has that feeling.
Yeah.
Or that special feeling to, like, especially like when I got to take Jax to opening day, it's just a great feeling. You're taking your kid to his first opening day. It's just energy. Yeah, it's got a different vibe to it than Super Bowl Sunday. Especially Super Bowl Sunday is just like this year. You don't give a shit who's playing. You're more worried about how much money you got and how much bet you're going to make and whether who's going to score the first point than you are really. This is opening day is your team. You're excited. Stadium, you're home, you're everything. So yeah, no, I would definitely go opening day over the Super Bowl, unless maybe the Giants are playing. But still, even then, opening day has still got more of a tradition to it.
Yeah, it's just, you know what it is, man. It's just everyone's 0-0. Everyone's. It's optimism. It's the winter's about to end. It's gonna get warmer. We get it. The dark times are over. Where there's nothing but hope and optimism and everything like that. And it's just an awesome feeling. Everyone's team is playing. I know the Mets and Nationals got today, but they will have their opening day. They will play a first game. Super Bowl Sunday, it's true. If your team's not into it, it's not exactly the same. You still get hyped up for it and everything. And you get your snacks and you have your buddies over and you do your pools and everything. But it's not exactly the same. If your team cannot be in it, everyone's team is in it on opening day. So that's a part of it, man, and it's just incredible. What is this? I don't know who this is. It's saying someone say bet. Yes, we sure did say bet. Bets are everywhere on opening day.
By the way,
I'm sorry, on opening day on Super Bowl Sunday.
Show this year, Dave was very upset that we didn't get him on the show last year.
Really?
He has to come on the show this year, definitely, because he is a Yankees fan.
Oh, okay. Honestly, Dave, I was not aware of that. I see you always rambling about the Marlins, so I kind of.
Well, he likes he gets the hometown Willies every now and then. So
okay.
But he is a Yankee fan. So Dave, you are invited onto the show this year. We got a long way to go. So you can come on. Don't worry about it.
I was not aware. I'm sorry, Dave. Yes, we definitely got to get you on the show. And he said next year everyone is going to care when the East rises. Dave in the East. Dave, you got to get some shirts going with the yeast rising. Like, please do that. Every time I hear any of the word yeast and I hear it unusually, I think of Dave, no matter what I'm doing.
Yeast. We don't
want the yeast rising? No, we're going to shut that down.
the NL yeast. That's what we call it, the NL yeast.
Raul here, opening day is always cool and better than Super Bowl Sunday. I went to opening days from 1990 to 2008. Yeah, so Raul knows what we're talking about. And Raul, thanks for the support. I know you're a Mets fan, but you always support our show too. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, this just opening day is opening day, man. That's just phenomenal. But let's talk about the roster quickly. Like, there wasn't too many shocks that came across on regarding that. We got Zach.
Stupid injuries is what was the most surprising thing.
Yeah, Zach Britton's on the IL. I know he was moved to the 60-day earlier today. Luke Voigt is going to be out until probably May. But I did call Jay Bruce making the roster one way or the other. I was hoping it wasn't going to be this way. But Jay Bruce did make the roster. So if you kind of look at it, right? So our pitchers, we'll just run down the pitchers quick. Luis Cessa. Oh, God. We can't seem to get rid of this guy, but I get it. I mean, he throws in the high 90s. He gets strikeouts, but he also walks people and gets bombed. So that's never great. Cessa, by the way, there's competition for the guy. For if you're new to the show, all of us, we know we have the guy that you can't stand on the team. There's always one guy at least. Cessa's been my guy for the last couple of years, and the guy, we just cannot get rid of him. And they re-signed him in the offseason. I'm like, why? Just let him go, Cashman. Just let him go, man. But he's got competition. Johnny Lasagna is in the conversation with Luis Cessa as the guy. Those are the guys in it. Yes, Johnny Lasagna is.
You were big on him for a while.
I see what they see in him. Again, another guy who throws in the high 90s, but seeing him shit a brick in the postseason last year, it's hard to watch. When you have a reliever come in and they have that look on their face, like that blank stare, I'm just, it's bad. And I used to see that with Scott Proctor a lot, and that's probably why also I couldn't stand him either.
Mention him again for the rest of the year.
Yeah, let's not ever mention Scott Proctor again for the rest of the season. Let's just make a deal right now. We'll run it down. Cessa, Cole, Domingo Germán, who did make it into. By the way, he's our number 3 starter. I was not seeing that. I thought we were going to get Deivi Garcia, if you remember from our last episode. But we got Domingo Germán, and I get it. He's won 18 games. They're giving him a second chance, to overcome, his domestic violence issues and stuff, and he's getting a second chance. So he's done the best with it so far. Hopefully the kid keeps going, but he'll be pitching on Sunday, so. We'll get to the rotation in a couple of minutes. Chad Green, who we saw earlier today, did a nice job. Michael King, Corey Kluber, Johnny Lasagna, Lucas Ludic. By the way, lefty who has not been in baseball in 7 years. He made the team. Looked phenomenal in spring training, and we need a lefty with Zach Britton out. So, I mean, it makes sense. But if you follow him on Twitter. He actually, and this is a nice little, I think you get a kick out of this one. When he made the team and it was officially announced, he put on his Twitter a little video of The Rock. And it was like, it was one of his finally, and then he edited to has come back to the show. So I thought that was pretty cool. So he's a wrestling guy. So if you follow, if you're on Twitter, follow Lucas Ludic and we'll probably get some fun stuff out of him.
He got the loss. Yeah,
what's up?
He got the loss today, didn't he?
No. That was Nick Nelson.
Oh, Nick Nelson. Bad.
Who, by the way, if you look at his stat line, he did nothing wrong besides letting the free runner score from second base in the new extra inning, and the new extra inning rule. But
I hate that free runner. I hate it.
I'm just explaining it. We know why the rule is here. It's here because, they don't want games going on forever with COVID going on and things like that. And that's why these 7-inning doubleheaders are here for this season. But I am with everyone, though. Let it be for this season. That's it. Like, once things are back to normal, no more of this shit. Let it go. And I'm not saying because of sour grapes, because the Yanks got bit in the ass for it today. The Yanks really got bit in the ass because not 0 for 9 in runners in scoring position. That's really why you got bit in the ass.
I think they should cut it out halfway through. If everyone starts getting the vaccine, they should stop it halfway through. It's such a because now what if like, well, this rule's in effect. What if the game goes 16? Well, let's load the bases now. Let's just put 3 guys on base in the 16th inning if it goes any further. It's like, oh, come on, you can't do this anymore. It just takes away from it.
So what do you think of this, by the way, before we get back to the roster? Regarding their extra inning rule, Torrey he did some interviews and he was even saying he doesn't like it, but he doesn't like it because it starts in the 10th inning. What do you think if it starts in like the 16th inning? or some shit like that. Or maybe like the 18th inning when it's getting like really crazy.
Yeah, you know what? That I could probably get on board with because
Yeah.
no matter what you love baseball, yeah. If you just like you said, I know you don't leave early. You never do. I get it, but you're going 16, 17 innings on a work night and stuff like that. You're like, all right, it's got to stop now. It's got to stop. I got to drive home. I got to get home, get to bed. I got to shower. I got to get up tomorrow morning. So I would get that. But yeah, 10th inning, come on. You got to give these guys a shot to win this game naturally, normally. It's just, like you said, we got bit on the ass. We got bit on the ass because we couldn't score fine. But, like you said, he did nothing wrong, lost the game because of a free runner. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
It sucks. And he gets a loss.
Yeah.
He gets a loss on his record for this.
Yep, exactly.
So that does blow. But I think I can get behind, like, maybe after 15 or something like that, where you can give it some time and stuff. We'll see what it goes. I just hope it's done after this year.
I don't think it should count as ERA.
Oh, no, it doesn't. It's an unearned run. It's an unearned run.
That's even worse. Yeah, that's kind of like...
It's weird.
It's like really messed up. Like that's got to really annoy a pitcher. Really annoy a pitcher.
Oh, yeah, and I think that's what it is. I think the players' union is going to push back against that because their players are going to start complaining because they got to take these numbers to free agency and negotiate contracts with this shit. That's why I think they're going to say, no, screw this. We're not doing this anymore. We get it for this year. And I would love it if they, at the All-Star break, right, things start clearing up, and they're like, all right, listen, we're going to go back to normal. I think it'd be fantastic. My gut feeling, though, is they're going to say, hey, these are the rules we made before the season. We're going to kind of let it rock out for the year and let the whole season play by the same rules. That's my feeling, but we'll see. I hope it is next sooner than later. Raul, the extra inning rule sucks. I hope it doesn't stay forever. Yes, Raul, please. From my lips, your keyboard and stuff like that to God's ears and everyone else who can make it happen, please, like, cut the crap on that, man. Come on, baseball. So we got Jordan Montgomery expected. He's in the rotation as well. Nick Nelson, you guys saw earlier today. Darren O'Day looked phenomenal today, and I said on our last show, I was really hyped up on Darren O'Day. I like him. That guy's been a pain in the balls with the Orioles for years, with the whole sidewinding and everything like that, and junk baller. But now he's on our side, so now you love him. Now you're good with that. And then Jameson Tyone. So we get a shot at JMO. Actually, he's our fifth starter at the moment, and we'll get into that in a little while too. But that's our pitchers. So no real shocks right there. Catchers, no shocks either. We got Higgy and Sanchez. That's obvious. Infielders, we got LeMahieu, Glaber, Gio, Tyler Wade. No shocks there. Wade did beat out Derek Dietrich to make the team, but they did hold on to Derek Dietrich. He's been sent to the alternate site. The upside down, exactly. He's been sent to the upside down right now, which AKA Scranton. So that's where he'll be. I'm glad he's actually in the organization, though. He could probably help them. Hopefully they don't need him because that means injuries happened. Outfielders, Jay Bruce, Clint Frazier, Brett Gardner, Aaron Hicks, Aaron Judge. Stanton's listed as an outfielder, even though we know he's going to be a DH, and Mike Tauchman. So, I mean, nothing super shocking whatsoever that's there. So that's why I think we kind of just can browse over that and see what it is. Dave has a question here before we get rolling. Is that a rule in effect for the postseason? No, it's not. It is not. Postseason, thank God. No. Same thing kind of like with hockey. If there were shootouts in the postseason, I'd say I would think that's completely absurd. I like shootouts, though.
It amazed me, too. I guess it shows you why they're in the dugout and I'm sitting at home. When they put Mike Tauchman in to run over Tyler Wade, who is vastly faster, what is this bullshit? And then Tauchman goes on to steal two bases. I'm like, all right, I'll keep my mouth shut. I won't say nothing. I ain't going to say nothing for the rest of the year because I keep my mouth shut because I was like, holy shit, I can't believe that.
So that also brings that. Did you like him stealing third, by the way, with no outs?
Let me tell you something right now. I'm only saying it because I was here watching. David Cohn called that shit. David Cohn called it. He said he's going to steal third because of the pitcher was not throwing. He was hitting the dirt. The catcher was not looking comfortable. And he said where the third baseman was, he goes, he's going to steal third. Bam, he stole third. And he goes, wow, you called that. He goes, yeah, just the way they're throwing, the way the guy's moving around. he definitely had that third base. I was like, holy shit, look at you, Coney. Good for you.
And I will say this right now. I told to Angie, I looked at it, and we were talking about it at the game, and she was like, "Well, what do you think?" I was like, "Due to the shift, I wasn't getting into the pitcher and the catcher and how they were looking. I wasn't getting all in depth as Cone was. I'm not going to try to act like I did."
He did bring up the shift also. He said third's there for the taking.
He's going
to take it, and he said because the pitcher kept hitting the dirt and the catcher's having to block a lot of balls, and because of where the third baseman was, he goes, he's going to take it, and he did. And I'm like, look at this shit.
Yeah,
I keep my mouth. I'm not gonna say nothing no more. I'm like, why are you putting Tauchman over Tyler Wade? I'll keep quiet.
Yeah, no, it's it was something where I told Angie, I'm like, it is going to be a risky move because again, if he does somehow get thrown out at third base, then you're gonna look like a complete asshole. So but as risky as it was, that's another form of analytics. Analytics puts you into the shift, right? It tells you where everyone's hitting. That leaves third base wide open. So you're going to see unusual moves being made in baseball where that's going to happen. Usually in the past, that's a no-no. You're in scoring position. What the hell do you need to steal third for? But now with the shift, if the third baseman's playing that far back, you're going to see more guys taking third and trying to go in there. And they got Cullen here. Coney did call it, and Tauchman had a great read and jump. Absolutely. I 100% agree with you. So that's where new school meeting old school, kind of comes into play right there. Because, again, that's always a no-no. That's been a no-no in baseball forever. But analytics, you adjust.
He took second on the first pitch, which was ballsy.
Yes.
Ballsy. So,
He got a walking lead. He got a walking lead for that shit.
Yeah. So I'll keep my mouth shut. I'm not going to judge anymore. But, I'm like, Wade. I'm like, where's Wade? Put Wade. Why is Wade? Put Wade in. No. Tauchman steals two base. All right, I'm done.
Wade crossed my mind too. He crossed my mind as well.
All right, you got me already. I'll keep my mouth shut for the next 161 games now, just because you said that. But I won't shut up about Hicks batting third. I'll never shut up about that. But okay, that's fine.
Well, you want to know? There's one other thing, by the way, I forgot to bring up while we were talking about the game, and I know we're jumping around a little bit, but before we move on, so Yanks down 1, right, 3-2, bottom of the 10th. We get our free runner. It's Aaron Judge, solid speed at second. Hicks leads off, right? I have him bunting. I know it's against analytics, but I would have him bunt. I'm sorry. Now, crazy thing I heard on the K show coming home, by the way, he hasn't laid down a sack bunt in 2 years.
Okay.
Which, if you're following, we get it due to analytics, but I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. You need to be able to do that. Why wouldn't you drop down the bunt? You get Judge over to third with 1 out. Then with Stanton and Glaber coming up, and then Gio. And then the at-bats are different. We know how it played out, but we all, if you're a baseball fan, you know that at-bats play out differently based on certain situations. So that's something I would have had. I would have had Hicks bunting over there and moved him over. You got to tie the game up, not just sitting around hoping and praying, for the 2-1 walk-off homer. So,
no, I agree. I agree with 2 years. Wow, that's
crazy. 2 years. 2 years.
Maybe they'll trust him.
And they don't, because he never does it. And he's a guy with his skill set. He should be bunted. He should know how to bunt. Wow. It's just very, very clear. He should know how to bunt. If you're you're a speedster like that. That's
going to be the thing. Every time I see that name in the lineup, I'm going to be so annoyed. So annoyed that he's batting third.
I really hope it's not too long. But let's take a quick look at the rest of the series coming up this weekend with the Yanks and Jays. Again, if you are watching us, we got our new little stat line on the bottom. We're all fancy now and everything. But Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock, Ross Stripling versus we get Corey Kluber making his Yankee debut. Kluberlang. I personally like Kluberlang better as a nickname for him. I have a feeling Tim would warm up to that in 2 seconds.
I like it.
Can't you picture him in the bowels of Yankee Stadium being asked for a prediction for the game?
Exactly. I like it. And walking back and forth.
Yes.
And just one big bright light on him. I love it.
No. I got him throwing pitches and warming up in a dark room in a basement somewhere and everything. I'm going full Clubber Lang with him. And of course. He's thrown to some guy who is not even on the team, and that's it. He's just warming up with him. And they ask him about a prediction for the game. And he's like, prediction? Yes, prediction. Pain.
Look, I'll go with it.
All right, so he's Kluber Lang on this show because we know shots of JMO are coming for Jameson Tyone. Yeah, so Strickland's nothing to write home about. I mean, whatever, the Yanks should take care of business. Another righty. So I'm curious to see. Saturday will be interesting to see if we do get Brett Gardner in the lineup or not, or if it's going to be Frazier. Frazier had 2 hits today. I think he needs to be more of an everyday guy, and then you get Gardy in there when maybe, a day game or after a night game or when he needs a game off. So I'm hoping they roll with Frazier in that. Otherwise, it's probably pretty much a similar lineup to what we've seen today. Hicks will probably be batting third. Tim will be excited. I will be puzzled, and that'll be that. And then Sunday, Yanks they wrap up the Jays series at 105 with the infamous TBD versus Domingo Germán.
My favorite pitcher, TBD.
TBD is unstoppable. I've heard he's never lost.
TBD doesn't lose.
He never loses.
And pitches like 60 games a year, so he's unstoppable.
Exactly. Some say he never wins either.
Nope, never wins.
So, yeah, that's pretty much that. So you'll see. And then the Yanks are bringing the Orioles next week, which I know they're going to go. Obviously, they went Cole. They're going with Kluber Lang. Then they're going with Herman. Then we're going to see Monty on Monday. And then Tuesday's game, they're going to go back to Cole on regular rest. And then we'll get Tyone on Wednesday. So that's pretty much how the rotation is going to go ahead and play out. So we'll see. You're never going to skip Garrett Cole. That's for sure. I mean, no, it doesn't get skipped. He pitches no matter what. Everyone else, you make plays and then you move around him. So, yes, boss, there is some fancy shit on this show now. We're stepping up our game, all right? We're stepping up. We got stat lines. We're kind of like mini ESPN now. We're SPN.
As soon as my Wi-Fi is fixed, we're going to go fucking nuts. We're going to go nuts.
Yeah, maybe we'll get some like videos and stuff like that. And who the hell knows where we're going to end up.
Oh, yeah. All the fancy video intros now.
Yeah, no, when I was on I don't know if he's ever going to see this, but I was on that Jay show that I did. That dude's got StreamYard like down pat, man. He kind of inspired me. I'm like, I was thinking, I mean, me and Tim got to step up our game with this, man. This he's bringing it. So we'll do our best to keep on upgrading, guys. Like that's pretty much what we're always going to do. All right, so that can take us on to something that came out a while ago, Under the Grapefruit Tree, the documentary about CC Sabathia. Tim, you checked it out last night?
I did not check it out last night. I apologize in advance. I did not get a chance to watch it. I got caught up in I'm not even going to tell you what I got caught up in.
You were watching Granny's Peach Tea. That's what you were watching. Just say it. Just lie.
Yeah, I really was. And then I was doing something else too, which I won't mention.
Okay.
But it was like I got caught up again, and I was like, 3 hours go by, you don't realize you were playing a goddamn video game for 3 hours. I was like, oh, here we go. So, but I did. Exactly. I was watching Granny's PC playing a video game, and that was like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I completely forgot. I'll watch it tonight. I will watch it tonight.
All right. So I'll give brief thoughts, and we'll talk about it a little bit more in the next episode. But if you
go for it, I don't mind spoilers.
All right, I mean, whatever. You saw CC's career. I mean, you know the deal with him. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, it's on HBO and HBO Max. It came out in December, actually, which we just never got around to talking about it. So it's pretty interesting, man. His whole career is interesting. The relationship with his father that they dive into, the situation with him with the Yankees with the drinking. They show a lot behind that, which we've never really known much about it. If you remember, what year was it? It had to be, was it 2015 or 16? When he went ahead and the day before the playoffs, he was just like, listen, I can't go. Like, I got to check myself into a rehab while they're in Baltimore. And apparently you find out in a documentary that, like, it got really bad. Like, in between starts, he was drinking himself into a stupor.
Really?
Like, daily. It's kind of scary. And I think to myself, like, how is a major league, like a professional athlete, able to function? But he had his rules. As a starting pitcher, you pitch every 5th day. He would schedule it. The day before, no drinking. Game day, no drinking until after the game. And then in the locker room, he had like a was it maybe a Jack and Coke or something like that? Like it was like no, it was Crown Royal and like something, and he would just get obliterated. And I'm like, how the hell were you like functioning as a human being, man? It was nuts.
Did they show in Jersey?
What was that?
Did they show his house in Jersey?
Yes.
They did?
Yes, they did. And it's pretty spectacular. And there's a lot of Star Wars stuff like that. Cece's a huge Star Wars fan, by the way, if you don't know that. And they also show him getting ready for like Halloween and for like promos and stuff. And him getting makeup as Yoda was fantastic, by the way.
But I got a little 6 degrees of separation with Cece. My cousin Scott put the carpet down in his house.
Nice.
Yep.
We are connected to Cece.
And Cece was never there, though. Never there when he was there. He was pissed. He was real pissed. But he did describe to me the house and a lot of the stuff that was in there. And he's like, yeah, but it was pretty awesome, he said.
That is pretty sick. I mean, Angie and I got to like attend a Q&A with him a couple of years ago. And I had asked him about like, this kid stole my thunder, like 2 questions before me about what I wanted to ask him. So I know he's like a big sneakerhead too, like I am. And I asked him about what his favorite Jordans were. So I was happy that we liked the same Jordans, like our favorites of both the Jordan 11s. So I got super hyped up about that. Angie asked him about his favorite pizza.
Nice.
And apparently we found out that at the time, at least, Cece did not have a favorite pizza in New York, and he was pissed. He was like angry that he didn't have a favorite pizza. And Angie, of course, tells him about Roses. And he was like, oh, that's random, but sure. I mean, and then I don't know, like before he was supposed to stop playing, Angie was supposed to bring Roses to Yankee Stadium. It never panned out. But the documentary was pretty deep, man. They didn't really pull any punches. Especially the drinking part and the stuff about him and his father. That was some pretty hardcore stuff, man. And I give him credit for giving access like the way that he did. So if you haven't had a chance, check it out, Tim. You check it out. You know, we can chat about it a little bit more. It's really good, and it's only a little over an hour. It's not the Snyder cut. It's not 4 hours. It's no, it's not. So you can check out the Under the Grapefruit Tree on HBO Max when you get a chance. And that kind of pretty much the Yankees part of it. But let's get to a quick question though before we get to our little Star Wars nugget, where I'm going to definitely defer to Tim on this one, and we'll get into exactly why. Mike Domino jumping in. Mike, thanks a lot for the support and checking us out. I know I'm late, but man, the 9th inning was brutal for the Yankees. You know, what the fuck? Yeah, dude, we went over it. It was pretty bad, man. And like the victory was there. It was right there for us and just slipped away.
But Mike, like you said, 0-9 runs the scoring position. He should have got to that point.
Nope, you're right.
When it gets to the point where that free runner is the game winner, you know you've had a bad day. So
yeah,
we blew our opportunities. We really did. But yeah, that free runner, go F yourself, Major League Baseball, you stupid free runner.
And Mike, I don't know if you missed it, but we were also talking about in the 10th inning with Judge on. We got our free runner, which was Judge on second base with no outs, and they don't bunt Hicks to get Judge over. So there was that, and actually in the top of the 10th inning, if you saw with the lead, the Blue Jays bunted a guy with 2 strikes. That's totally 2 ends of the spectrum. The Jays are bunting a dude with 2 strikes, which you're never supposed to do, and then with us, it's like set up to tie the game, and we choose not to do that. So, whatever, man.
Exactly.
There's 161 left to go. It's all good, man. We'll bounce back.
Domino, one of my favorite names. I always told him that since the beginning. Domino.
Yes,
I love it. I love I love Mike Domino. It sounds great.
Mike Domino is a pretty great name. I mean, you can pretty much do a lot of things. Kind of sounds like
a Batman villain or something.
I was gonna say he's probably like the regular name for like a superhero or supervillain or something like that. Like, or do you think more he's the actual? He's the actual guy.
Could be a spy.
If he's a spy,
a Mike Domino. Yeah, it could be. Could be.
Yeah, you can do a lot of things with that, man. Yanks never bunt and play small ball. I don't know why. Mike, the reason is because analytics tell you never give away free outs, which is no bunting, no stealing, no nothing. Just walk, get guys on here and there, and hope someone hits a 2 or 3 run homer. That's essentially what it tells you. Not saying I agree with it. I feel like I'm going to have said this 1,000 times in this episode. I'm just explaining it. It is not my strategy.
That's something we should put at the bottom of the screen. We do not agree with analytics, blah, blah, blah.
We're just explaining it.
All the rules to the game at the bottom, so we save people time. We do not like third, quarter across the bottom.
It can be a disclaimer, like like they say, the opinions shared by Major League Baseball are not what we do not condone these.
Yeah, that's what we should get our own video opening. The disclaimer will be: we do not agree with Aaron Hicks batting third. We do not agree with all analytics. Then boom, go.
That's what it should be. But we'll close out with a little Star Wars nugget because that's what our show does. As the Empire 6161 show, we're all Yankees as much as we can, but Tim and I also love Star Wars. Tim is a walking Star Wars encyclopedia, so we're gonna get his knowledge and yes, right behind him is Star Wars with his Yankee hat. So that's fantastic.
Every show I do, that freaking sign is there.
It's a fixture. That's it. I mean, look at this. I forgot to reset my background. I got Spider-Man behind me instead of like Yankees bobblehead. So and here we are. The Star Wars, the Bad Batch trailer dropped 2 days ago. I'm still not up to date. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take me to catch up with the Clone Wars and Rebels and all this other shit. But what did you think of the Bad Batch trailer? I mean, from someone who hasn't seen it, I thought it looked pretty damn cool.
Yeah, it did look pretty cool. And you don't really need to watch to catch up on the Clone Wars to know what the Bad Batch is. They're basically they're a group of clones who, like they say, they're a bad batch. They don't follow orders. They play by their own rules. I guess they did work for the Empire in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, they were like, we're gonna do our own thing. Then of course, Grand Moff Tarkin tried to have them killed, and that was the end of that. They went off on their own, became kind of like, Ed, you're gonna like this one, kind of like the aim of the Star Wars universe. They just went out and do their own. Got a crazy amount of characters. It looks really cool. I'm really excited about the show. They were only in the new season of the Clone Wars. It just came out a year ago.
Okay.
Plus first launch. They were featured in that series. They were pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to the show.
Okay, yeah.
Star Wars Day, May 4th.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say it's a perfect day to drop a new Star Wars series. Is on May the 4th. As we know, May the 4th be with you. But all right, so what if I jumped into the last season of Clone Wars? Would I be totally lost if I'm trying to watch that as prep for Bad Batch?
I don't. Ooh, that's good. That's a good question. Maybe because of the Ahsoka stuff.
You
might. What's up, George?
George, what's up, dude?
Maybe because of the Ahsoka stuff, you might be a little lost, and it might ruin a few things for you.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's just Clone Wars. I've tried a couple of times, and I'm still in the first season. It's kind of rough at times.
Oh, then you know what? I would say if you're still in the first season, I would skip.
Just skip it.
I would skip then.
Or do you think I should just watch the Bad Batch and just forget Clone Wars?
Yeah, I think actually you can get away with that because it's pre Clone Wars.
Oh, okay.
Or it's during Clone Wars into the Empire years, so I think you can actually get away with that.
All right. So I'm going to say it right now. I am going to watch the Bad Batch. I am in. That's it. I'm dropping my Clone Wars fiasco. I'm going to let it go, and that's it. If I need any context, I'll ask you.
Well, what you should do is you should go on Google it, ideal episodes to catch up, and they'll give you the Ahsoka ones. They'll give you the Ezra ones. They'll give you all the things you need to know to catch up without having to watch every episode. That's probably your best bet at this point. If you're not going to.
Well, George is telling me what's up. Clone Wars is pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know when was the last time you watched the first season of Clone Wars, and it's I don't know. It's times, man.
An episode that the first 5 minutes is just R2 and C-3PO, skip it. Skip it right away. There's a lot of episodes like that where it's just about them two. It's like, okay, I like the characters, but I don't want to watch a half-hour cartoon about them. So you skip to the next one. It gets like that sometimes.
And George is pushing me to stick with it. He's telling, all right, so I have conflicting stuff here. I mean, George is telling me to stick it out. Dude, I watch a lot of shows, and for Granny's Peach Tea, we cover a lot of shit. So time is of the essence, and I still didn't get to watch Godzilla vs. Kong. So
I watched that. I like to do a review on that.
Well, we got to find. We were talking about this. We got to find a home for it, for like a Godzilla versus Kong thing, where we just say screw it. One of our shows is going to do it, and you just deal with it. It's going to be off base, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
And so, George is saying it gets better. By the way, George is not. He's not going to let me go on this giving up on Clone Wars stuff.
It does get better. It gets a lot better. It really does. It's like most shows where you might try to hook you into kids in the first season, and then it starts getting, because as you get towards the Empire, you get darker. You get darker and darker, and more bad stuff happens. You see where Anakin's headed. You know where he's headed, so now you see how he gets there. Because the one thing that people bitched about was, he turned to the dark side so quickly. No, he didn't turn quickly. This was years and years and years of shit that happened to him to make him turn. Finally, the Padme thing was just the final thing that pushed him over the edge.
Straw that broke the camel's back.
Emperor's been turning him since he was 9 years old. That's what some people don't understand. He's been getting in his head since the kid was 9 years old. It wasn't like, I'm a good guy. Slap my fingers. I'm a bad guy now. No. The Emperor got a hold of this kid from in episode 1 until the kid was 21 years old, 20, whatever old he was in episode 3, abusing this kid for years. And they said the Clone Wars is basically, you see the path that he took and how he became who he is. So, I mean, it's worth watching. It really is worth watching if you have the time.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I always feel like that with shows that have been 7 seasons in now, and it's like 20-something episodes, a lot of them.
Yeah.
It just seems like a daunting task to get over this. And again, some episodes are cool. Some suck, though.
I'll do you a favor. I'll have time. I'm looking at the Blu-ray right now. It has each episode has the synopsis. I'll go through them, and I'll write down which ones you can skip.
Okay.
And I'll give you a list of which ones you can actually skip, and it has nothing to do with, like I said, there's a lot of Archie ones. There's a lot of side character episodes. You're like, oh my god, this sucks.
Archie's the MVP, though.
He is.
What the hell?
Him and 3PO are on their own missions. It's kind of boring.
Okay, so that's fair enough.
I'll try to.
I watched one episode with them already, and it was like Jar Jar was in it, and then how I feel about that. I was like, oh my god, what am I doing?
They were gonna have Mace Windu and Jar Jar team up. I thought it was a joke, and then it happened, and I was like, what is going on? Like who smoked crack and thought this was a good idea?
Is it a good episode?
It actually wasn't that bad because
so that's not going to be on the skip list.
Yeah. I have the other Star Wars news is the original Clone Wars is coming to Disney Netflix. Not Netflix, the Disney Plus.
I did see that.
When they had the 2-minute little micro episodes, they called them. That's coming, and I highly recommend watching those too, because there's a lot of cool things that happen. You actually see Mace Windu kicks ridiculous amount of ass in one of those episodes. I mean, he takes on an entire army of droids and wins with no problem. So those are badass episodes. The 2 Ewok made-for-TV movies are coming also. I would avoid them.
I'm gonna watch them. I liked them as a kid, and I'll probably hate them, and I'll hate them now.
If you want to go, it's they're kids' movies. Don't go in there and then start screaming how the Ewoks suck, this and that. They're kids' movies made for children. They're not made for us. They're made for children. So don't go into these movies screaming. But the second one gets kind of dark. Again, I don't use that word again. But the first one's like very, ha ha ha. Where are you hanging out with this family? And the second one takes a big twist. So you're like, all right, that's a little weird. And then what was the other thing? Oh yeah, and the micro episodes. I highly recommend watching the micro episodes, when they come out, because they were really cool for 2 minutes each.
So with the micro episodes, how long will it take me to watch the entire run? At 2 minutes each.
One are literally 2 minutes each. So it's going to take you, 12 minutes, 15 minutes to watch the first season?
I'm going to binge it in one day.
Binge that on the toilet in one shot.
Exactly.
And then the second season, I think they boosted them up to 5 minutes, maybe?
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe. So, but they're really cool episodes. They're really, and the animation might throw you off at first, but they're really cool. There's a lot of cool things that happen in them. You actually see why General Grievous coughs like he's a smoker. They show why.
I don't know why right now, so I'm interested. I want to know. I know, don't spoil it. I want to know why General Grievous is like an 80-year-old woman who had smoked her whole life. Exactly,
and this explains why. So yeah, I recommend those when they come out though, and don't yell at me about the Ewoks. Like I said, they're for children.
By the way, Farachi he's going on shows talking shit because we're in the fantasy baseball league, the Pop Culture Pros Fantasy Baseball League, and we're playing each other this week, so you know it's never going to end. All right, we'll see about you, Luis Castillo. Like, Farachi, I'm actually kind of shocked you can say the name or type the name Luis Castillo, being a Met fan, and especially you saying it's us. I know you're not talking about the same guy, but that takes balls.
Plus, we need a new, now that movies are coming back, we need a brand new movie review show. I think we do. I saw Kong vs. Godzilla. I'd like to talk. And it's not Grumpy Tim. Well, it could be Grumpy Tim, but it's not really Grumpy Tim. It's Well,
we're not gonna get Grumpy Tim talking about Kong and Godzilla. No way.
No. Yes and no.
Yes. All right. We're not going down this road. I'm planning to watch it tomorrow. When
you see it, you'll know.
Yeah, I'm watching Falcon and Winter Soldier because that's what I do. I watch it like twice on Fridays because that's wow. Yes, Farachi. That's a low blow. That's Ric Flair. Wham! Right there. You started this, not me. Don't start none, won't be none. Yeah, no. Falcon and Winter Soldier. Mighty Ducks, by the way. If you're into that, dude, I loved it. I loved the first episode. I thought it was pretty awesome.
I thought it was a cool show. Gordon Bombay is a real dick. Cool.
But by the way, you have your son's playing sports though. So I think they're really leaning into like how parents now are like getting crazy and obsessed with their kids. You can see that's what they're leaning into. And I get it, and I think it's actually pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, I just tell him that I tell him to keep his head up because Jackson's starting to play tackle. I said, keep your head up. Don't put your head. That's all I've told him so far. Don't put your head down when you tackle. That's how you get hurt. That's the only thing I've told him so far.
And that's smart. No, I don't think you have a personal trainer or anything like that, or conditioning coach.
God, he got 3 jammed fingers the other day, and I just laughed. I laughed because it's just it's part of the game. That's what happens. I didn't go out and massage it in buttermilk and get him a trainer and hook him up to a electrolysis machine to fix him. No, I said, fucking yank him and put some ice on it. You'll be fine.
Exactly. No, you do the thing. You tell him come over here real quiet. Let me take a look at it, and then pop. Don't tell him it's coming. Just pop it.
Yeah, you just yank on him. See what happens.
Yeah, no, during basketball. Hey, listen, you can ask Sam. I'm so sure Sam knows what I'm talking about. When we play basketball, jam fingers all the time. I used to start pre-taping them ahead of time. So
yeah, exactly. I told him I said, put your glove on, tape the 3 fingers, you're good to go. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, one last Star Wars news, real quick, is they released the cast list for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
Yes.
So Obi-Wan's back, and so is Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. So I'm very, very, very excited about that.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
You know where I'm at with it too. I'm super excited to see Ewan McGregor, back and everything. And we get what the hell's his name that played his uncle?
Yeah, I always forget his name, but it's Uncle Owen. I know.
Taron Egerton or something like that.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Joel
Edgerton. Yeah, I'm talking. The name I dropped was like the dude from Kingsman.
Yeah, from Kingsman.
Yeah,
Eggy, whatever his name.
Definitely not.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I am beyond pumped up for that one. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with that show.
Yeah,
so,
me too. And we're going to cover it. We're going to cover it right here. I better not come out during baseball season because that's going to be a pain in the balls if we're going to start doing that.
That's true. It's going to be a lot
our show's going to get a lot longer then if that's where we're heading. But
she went in there.
Yeah. All right, cool. So we'll wrap it up on that note then. Thanks for joining us, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever the heck you can find us. We're everywhere. Find Pop Culture Pros. Subscribe, like it, do whatever you got to do to it. Come to Empire 161 Show's fan page on Facebook. Join our group. Join the daily discussion. There's tons of nonsense about Yankees and Star Wars and everything else you can think about that's around here. See, what do we got coming up? That's it for the week. Monday, A to Z. Tim's partner on the Just Too Sweet show. Eric has his own show that goes on Mondays. Tuesday, if you're into wrestling, you can catch Tim. Tim does the show with Eric called the Just Too Sweet show. They cover everything on wrestling. 4-quarter show. Dave, who dropped in our comment section before, he does that show. He goes out and debates a bunch of basketball, baseball, football, whatever you name it. They're all about that. Wednesday, if you're a Mets fan, and I know we have some Mets fans that check out our show, but there's also the Put It in the Book show. So if you want to get more Mets-oriented baseball talk, you can go check them out too. Watch both shows. Watch them all. That's fine. Normally on Wednesdays is Granny's Peach Tea, where we cover comic books and TV movies and TV shows, which some guy has Yankees tickets. That's a co-host on that show, so he will not be able to do Wednesday's show. We're going to be on next Friday. So for Granny's Peach Tea, come and check that out if that's your jam. And the other shows, I'm not 100%. Well, Kyle and Jade are all over the place. If you're into movies, Kyle and Jade do a fantastic job covering movies. They have special guests on all the time. Jader's in the know. He's in everywhere, so he's got that going. Quick. Oh, yes, George. Good night. Thank you very much. Good show. Thank you. We appreciate that. I was on my closing ramble over there. And I don't know when Millennium Meltdown is coming back and Stream Wars.
Stream Wars is usually the last Thursday in every month, they said. So they might be on. Actually, they should have been on already.
Yeah, right?
I think they wait until next month. Pro Tunes, the music show, which me and Keith, we did the first 3 episodes on the Doors. We will continue that. You know, people got things going on in their lives that they got to take care of. So Keith had to take some care of things. Nothing bad. He's all good, but he will be back. We will be doing that show most likely next week. We will finish up the Doors, and then, like I said, after that, anybody can talk about anything musically they want, which is I'm looking forward to. Ed, you can talk about Journey and how much you hate them.
You don't want that. Nobody wants to see that.
Ed scream about Journey for 30 minutes.
No,
pretty funny.
Nobody wants to see that.
So that's pretty cool. Look on YouTube, and that I said if you like the Doors, me and Keith broke down the first 3 albums song by song. We're gonna set that up, and then I said another set of guys from Pop Culture Pros will do another album, then another group, or another set of songs, or another music video, whatever. So stay tuned for that also.
All right, and as far as we go for Empire 161, so Tim and I are going to plan to try to find a home for the show. So the plan is we're going to be back not this Sunday. It's Easter, and plus we just did a show today. So we're going to be back on April 11th. We're shooting for like 6 o'clock because the Yanks play the Rays at 1 o'clock that day. So we want to make sure there's no the game's still not going on. So we're going to aim for 6 o'clock on Sunday nights, and we're going to see how that works out. And you know, we got to bounce around a little bit when we got them, but that's going to be the home that we're shooting for. So hopefully we can get that done. So, Tim, you got any closing goodbye thoughts, or we're good to go?
We are good to go. Let's hopefully Yankees rebound. I hate the day after their opening day because there's no baseball. Well, no Yankee baseball anyway. But that's okay. One game down, no problem. Aaron Hicks should not bat third. That's all.
Exactly. Yes, Boone, if you ever get to hear this, or Cashman, or anyone else, if George Costanza hears this, please get the word to Aaron Boone and Cashman. No more Hicks batting third. So for Tim, for myself, take it easy, stay safe out there, and let's go Yankees. Later, guys.